Welcome. Recording is going. Welcome. The back to the charting. I was about to say first ever, but it feels like it's been long. It's literally been like 3 days or like 5 days somewhere. It has been less than a week, but I'm so glad and so happy to be back here on the Zoom sessions, and I'm happy to get back in the charting sessions, the live trading sessions. I've literally missed it. I'm excited to get back home and get back at it with you guys. So for this charting session, we're kind of going to be doing just the kind of an overview, a recap of the weeks, because I only traded the Monday and Tuesday. So I'm just now looking at, this massive gap up, right? So I want to talk to you guys about, what happened this week, what we're looking at going into next week. I don't like what I'm seeing so far, and I'll tell you why. We'll go talk about, news, some stuff like that, and then we'll answer any questions we have. So starting off, want to look at the daily, right? We want to see kind of where we are right now, since we've had this kind of big move on ES and NQ. Now, notice this is the point in time where it is going to be a very, very key, a very, very key thing to see what happens in the next month. I would say, I'd say next month is going to be very important, and the reason is because ES has now swept this big level, and this is the point in time where a lot of the people in the financial industries are saying, okay, are we, back to a bull run? Are back to bull markets? Is this, a fake out where it's like, the fake back to bull? If we look at the market cycle chart, right? Market cycle chart. If you look at a market cycle chart, this right here, a lot of the times people are kind of contemplating that we are at the back to bull run stage, which is what people think, we're back to a bull run, and then we get hit. So if we look at this again, the internet's kind of bad right now, but this is it right here, right? Complacency. We have euphoria, then this big initial move up, and then now we're starting, that push up again. If we look at a monthly, right? Because we got to, this is a bigger time frame, situation. So if we look at the monthly, how does this chart look to you guys, right? If I zoom out here, zoom out heavily, right? This is all the way from, 2010 down here, big ups in the market. Let's compare these two things here, right? Let's compare these two things, right? So that's something that kind of in the back of my mind, that's something we want to keep in mind, right? A lot of the people, the big moves we've been getting to recently has not given me any sort of confidence yet, right? And the reason is because, number one, look at what we're doing as a country. Inflation's still going crazy. We just raised the debt ceiling. The dollar is failing. All of these things are going to take into account, right? So, like, why is the market rallying? Right now, there's some, there might be some reasons why that might happen. There might be some reasons why, it might not. The reason is our job is just to wait and see what happens. Now, we can never predict it. We're never going to, top tick, bottom tick, if you're an investor, whatever that is. But being aware of market conditions, being aware of what the charts look like on a bigger time frame. So looking at this tells me that we could be in a back to bull market phase where we're now going to fake out all of those people trying to, long the market back to, new highs. Now, could we go to new highs? Absolutely. Do I think we're going to go to new highs? Just because of where we're at right now as a country, I don't. I think that there is going to be a major event coming in the next year or two, a major event that is going to change a lot of things. Again, looking at this chart, I think this is a beautiful understanding of what's going on right now. We have a massive move to the upside, move back down. People start to get scared. This is the move where everybody starts to think we're back to normal, right? This is the back to normal phase. So if we zoom back down to, the daily, or actually, I want to go back to the weekly. What do we see here, right? Looking at our model, one of the biggest levels we've now been watching, right? Our clear buy side liquidity has now been swept. So what I'm actually doing, I'm going to take out all this stuff because we do not need this anymore. All this is old, all this buy side, all this stuff right here. I want to clear up all of these charts, everything in here. And I'll go down later and do it because this is, a fresh start now. We've just now swept this big buy side level. So I want to have a clear sort of directional bias of what's going to kind of go on here. So we've just swept this major key level on the weekly, right? Major key level. So what am I looking for in the next month? Next month, well, actually, technically next week. If we get a massive candle towards the upside, targeting, closing. Let's say we go to 460 area next week. That could be a telltale that we might not want to go higher, or we might want to go higher. But if we get that rejection starting of the week, right, on Monday, again, keep in mind, this is perfectly aligning with this news week. We have PPI, we have FOMC. All of those things are going to affect the charts right now. We've built up to this level. We've now swept it. Are we going to have that big move back down? That's what I want to see. I want to see a big move back to the downside. I am not bullish yet. No, I still think that the markets have lower to go on a bigger time frame. I'm talking yearly, monthly. So currently right now, we're sweeping weekly. I'd like to see the weekly candle close back inside of this range if we can. So now going to the daily, what would I want to see, right? So going into the week, I personally would be a little bit sketched out if I was having a bullish bias. Now, to have a bullish bias, I would need to see more retracement back down and then see a pushback. Actually, I got to take that back. I'm going to be bearish overall. And the reason I'm bearish overall is because unless the weekly does not close back inside the range, I don't really care. I say your reflection. Everyone say hi to Moore. Yeah. So unless the weekly candle closes back inside of this range, then I'm not going to be bullish, or I'm going to be bearish. If the weekly candle does not close back inside this range, then I'll probably be more bullish. So going into the week, knowing we've swept that level, I'd like to see some seller days. Honestly, I'm hoping we get possibly a big move to the downside from FOMC or CPI or PPI. And that would give me a little bit more confidence to be bearish in the coming weeks, to be honest. So we see that rise though. So going down to a smaller time frame now, right? We can see we've had this big gap up. See if this loads. You can see how slow the internet is right now. Yeah. Come on. Maybe refresh. I told you guys, I'm not lying. I'm not making excuses. I'm telling you, the Wi-Fi is awful. We're good? Okay, guys, I'm telling you, I'm not making excuses. The Wi-Fi is awful. Okay. So, looking down at the 4-hour now, we gapped up. We can see had a big move, massive gap up, finally swept that level. You can see we actually came down and bounced perfectly to the tick of that external level that we were watching on the weekly, and perfectly bounced back to the upside on that. So most of the time when we do gap up, I don't normally take trades. And the reason is because we don't have a lot of structure to base off of, right? We have a massive gap here now. So we have a massive gap. I'd like to see this now get filled in the coming week. But since there is not a lot of structure to base, past levels off of, a lot of the times it's going to be harder to, trade, especially for our edge. So I'd like to see, in the coming weeks, I feel like a lot of the opportunity this week is going to come later in the week, maybe, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, possibly Thursday, Friday. That's where the opportunity I think is gonna lie. Now, of course, you never know until we actually, see it happen. But that is my guess. So going down to the 30-minute, I want to draw in our, major levels. So I'm going to take off this level here just so I know it's there. I don't really need to draw it in, right? So I'm going to draw in our major levels now. So 30-minute chart, going to draw in our buy side level, which was that high that was created. And I'm going to draw in our sell side, which was the low that was created from that gap up. So now we have kind of all these internal levels. We're kind of in this little bearish fair value gap right now. But again, no bias. I don't have any bias right now from this price action. This to me looks like a penny stock that popped up on somebody's scanner pre-market, right? That gapped up. And now we're getting crazy volume. That's what it looks like to me. That's not something that I want to trade, right? So I want to see more action start to form. and then I can get, a better bias of, what's going to happen. Again, huh?
You think you're gonna be done?
Not that long. So we have this bearish fair value gap, 15 minutes, still technically in this. Again, I have no, real sentiment to this. We don't really have any sort of structure shift, no liquidity sweep, on a smaller time frame. So again, going into tomorrow, a lot of my bias is going to be on, whatever happens in the overnight session. So I'd like to see us possibly come up tomorrow in the overnight session, possibly break this high, and then maybe see the reversal again, or possibly sweep this internal high, look to take, a move to the downside. Maybe, we wake up and we're down here. Maybe look to take the bounce. A lot of different opportunities we can trade tomorrow. Again, a lot of times there might not be the best opportunities since we have gapped up, right? Not a lot of price action to base off of. So I want to see more action start to form, more structure start to form. Then we can get, a better bias, better understanding of, what to look for. Does anybody have any questions? Hotspot on your phone might work. I might try that tomorrow, honestly, too. I think I might try that tomorrow. Weekly fair value gap at that level too? Oh yeah, bearish fair value gap. Yep. Yeah, it is something I'll look for, especially now that we've swept that weekly level. I definitely take into account more of that level. If you hit BADJ on the bottom right, gap disappears. Oh. What did you don't want to use this. I mean, wait, hold on. What was I on before? Let me check in queue here. Interesting. Huh. Oh. Wow. Okay. Okay, well, now that we've adjusted for contract changes, might have to do a little bit different charting now. So NQ is actually looking really good. NQ is actually looking really good. We have relative equal highs up here. Actually, we have like pretty much equal highs, relative equal highs, I guess. Would like to see this get taken out tomorrow. That would be actually pretty. Again, this is the 4 hour. NQ is actually setting up really nice here. What was this big? Why does this not? NQ does not look. What was this? What day was this? Wednesday? Hold on, someone's spam calling me right now. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Hello? All right. So NQ is actually setting up really nice. Again, we still haven't swept this level. Okay, so this is our clear sell side level on NQ, right? All of these equal lows. We know this is going to get taken out. Right? So what am I expecting here? What am I expecting to see here, guys? This is what I'm expecting to see right here. Bing, bang, bing, bong, bing, 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 bong. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I want to see, right? So I like this because the reason is on the 4 hour, this gives us a bigger bias and a better understanding of where the draw on liquidity is going to be. So if we can get a sweep of this high and then see big displacement back in the range, that means we have a bias for the rest of the week, right? We have some sort of bias for the rest of the week. If we continue to get selling pressure, continue to get displacement, we have at least, some sort of bias for the week, knowing, okay, sell side wants to get hunted now. We'll see if the markets show any opportunity targeting that level, right? So, okay, now let's look back at ES here now that we've, changed the charts here a little bit. Wow, that's crazy that everything had to, okay. So ES swept the high, hasn't had displacement back inside the range yet. You can see we kind of broke down. Actually, wait, hold on. Let's take a little bit of a look here. Now, bigger time frame, 50-minute no breaker structure, but we kind of have a little wick here. So if I zoom in, we might have one here. I guess we kind of do. Now, I'd want to see it on a bigger time frame, but we do have a short model kind of playing out right now. It does look like, right? You can see liquidity step on a bigger time frame. We have market structure shift, big displacement back down, and notice where we're retracing back to right now, right? Perfectly back to that discounted fair value gap. Where can we expect price to possibly go? Now, we could maybe go to sweep internal, right? If we're looking at the 5-minute, maybe come up, sweep this internal level, but I would like to see a now push back down. Notice all of these little levels here too. I'd like to see all of this become low resistance liquidity, right? Lower resistance liquidity, you can tell it's pretty much just drawing in a trend line. You can see it's really tight. I'd like to see a squeeze to the downside if we can. Draw on liquidity is going to be whatever the recent low is. So again, since we have a lot of lows here, I'd like to zoom out, see which one's the most prominent one. For me, it would be this first level. And then whatever that external, bigger time frame level is, which is going to be this sell side level right here. All right. Markets actually looks, I take it back. I didn't realize that we didn't adjust the charts yet. So this is actually, and markets are actually setting up really nicely. So I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow. Are you going to live trade tomorrow? Yes, I will be live trading tomorrow. Hopefully there's not going to be a lot of lag. I'm hoping there won't be, but we'll see. Anybody have any questions? I'm excited. I'm excited to get back with you boys. I'm happy. Yes, I would be looking for more downside this week. I want to see all these levels not get swept. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will see you all tomorrow morning for live trading. If anybody has any extra questions, feel free to just message me in the Discord. If you have a screenshot, a chart, any sort of question like that, get to the Discord and I'll get back to you. Ready for tomorrow on God? That's what I'm saying. We sweat buy side on ES, but not on NQ. What would that make you? I still think the draw on liquidity for NQ is higher. So that means potentially we might see higher on ES as well, right? Even though we haven't swept on NQ, well, yeah, actually we have swept on, no, this is wait. Even though we haven't swept on NQ, we still have these relative equal highs. This is still could be a target. Now I'd like to see this get swept first for me to have more of a short bias, right? That I want to see that happen first. It's harder for me to have a short bias until that level is swept. Yes, the month code does change. So the new code is going to be, what was it, H last month? So U, NQU. Let me see, NQ. Or is it NQM? It might be NQM. We'll see tomorrow. I can tell just based off of what the DOM looks like. So going into tomorrow, when I open up my DOM and I can see everything, I'll let you guys know which one we're going to be trading. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night. Me, Johnny, and more are going to go for a walk. Enjoy the beautiful weather here in Miami, and just have a break night because we've been going hard every night. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.